everybody, today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to cut an Our Generation doll's hair. Let's get started. First, you want to ask your parents' permission. Under no circumstances, cut your doll's hair without asking your parents. These dolls are very expensive, and you definitely do not want to do that. Then, the next thing you want to do is gather your supplies. You want to get a hairbrush, a black comb, and a pair of very sharp big scissors, and also a pair of little scissors. You will also need a way to hold the doll still because you're going to be using both of your hands. So today I'm using an Our Generation salon chair. You can get one of these at Target, or you can also get a My Life chair at Walmart. And of course you're going to need a doll who desperately needs a haircut. I purchased this doll off of eBay and she is so very cute except for this part of her hair. Something you'll also need is a way to cover your doll so that way her hair doesn't get stuck on her body. Today I've used Glad Press and Seal, and I've also covered the work area. Do you want to film this, Brenna? Bring it down here. In Glad Press and Seal, so that way the hair just falls on the surface that I can quickly just throw away when I'm done. Alright, let's get started on this doll's hair. I've already done one trim, so I'm going to swing her around to show you what that looks like. See the difference? This is the one that I've done, and this is the rest of the hair that I'm going to do. So, what you want to do is take your doll's hair, make sure it's thoroughly brushed, and take out small sections at a time, and make sure that they're running even with the doll's head, like right here for example, or as even as you can get it. It's okay if it's not perfect. This section of hair might be a little bit too big. Also, please pardon my shaky hands. I do have hand tremors, but it doesn't affect my ability to cut the doll's hair, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I also want to give thanks to my daughter Brenna today for filming this. She is awesome.
I never filmed anybody before, so sorry if I'm filming it bad.
Nah, you're going to do a great job. Okay, as you cut along the hair, what you'll want to do is use the hair that you have already cut as a reference in terms of getting the length that you want. So here, this is about the same length as this length of hair here. So now, once you're confident that you have the length that you want, you take this section of hair that is dry and you cut. And here we go. And don't be afraid. Have confidence.
It's really not that hard. My mom has practiced on a lot of dolls, so she's good.
Excuse my hand tremor again. It's it gets a little tremory when I'm cutting. All right, I'm going to move my hand here because I'm going to cut this little bit off. I can't really do it with my web of my hand being in the way. But see how this looks? Now that you have two sections cut, you can already see how much better her hair is getting. Now, it is slightly uneven, and that's okay because we're going to end up going back and fixing that up. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to work on this doll. I'm going to go all the way around her hair, and then I'll come back to you with the next step. Okay, so now we have finished cutting the doll's hair all the way around this way at the bottom. And also I just want to add, it does look like it's shorter in the back. The reason for that is because there's a difference between the chair and here, but when you take her out of the chair, it really isn't shorter. Okay, so now we're going to add in the longer layers. I've already done two sections here, and so now I'm going to work on the third section, which is right about here. We had some audio-visual problems, so I apologize for not showing the first two cuts. But anyway, we are cutting longer layers. And once again, you want to make sure that your hair that you're working on is combed out nicely. did you want to say something?
Yeah. Why she did the last 2 cuts is my fault because I accidentally had my hand on the speaker of my iPad. So, yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to cut the longer layers. You want, this is the bottom layer of hair, and this is the top. So the bottom layer is going to stay that long, and you're going to cut all of this off. And I like using the smaller pair of scissors for this part. So you take it and you cut down. And this is going to fall
On the floor.
on the
Table. Oh, no.
that's already protected. And it's okay if it's not like 100% perfect.
Yeah, because that's like
Yeah, because
really hard.
There we go. So her hair is wavy, so it's going to cover up any mistakes you might have. Now when you let this go, you're going to see that this is still her bottom layer of hair down here, but now she has some longer layers in there. And we are going to play with this a little bit and make it look all nice with the layers, and then we'll get back to the final step. Okay, so now we're on to the final step of her haircut. This is now the doll having her hair cut all the way around and then cut in layers. And the last thing you want to do is to lighten up the bulkiness. And how you do that is you take a section of hair, and you can grab the sections kind of randomly this time. They don't have to be in any particular order, just as you see fit. Okay, take the ends. I like to do mine on an angle though. Can you get this on video, Brenna? And then you take, I'm just going to twist it around so you can see what I'm doing. You take the scissors and cut into the hair. Into the bulky hair.
Like how, like you get your hair
Yes,
cut.
exactly. And this is how you get a doll to look like she's had a $50 haircut. So.
Which, I don't think you should spend $50 when you can just do it yourself.
Now, I will be honest in that I made a mistake with this doll and I accidentally cut a hole in her hair right there. But after I thin it out a little bit, I'm going to do that technique that I just did all over her hair. I think you probably won't be able to see it very much. So let me just repeat that step again. You're going to want to take her hair and just kind of randomly, throughout her hair, pick up sections, make sure you get it brushed out, put your fingers at an angle again. I'm turning it around just so you can see, and cut into the hair. Okay, you don't want to cut a ton off because you don't want to cut the longer layers off or anything. And you can also
Fluff it out.
Yeah, fluff it out, see what it looks like. And since we're not dealing with a human here, since it is just a doll, you can kind of, get some creativity in here in terms of where you put things. You can just kind of bring the hair out yourself like this and just kind of cut into it that way, whichever technique you like. Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back. Brenna would like to say something too to you.
And by the way, you shouldn't use a spray bottle because it makes the doll's forehead stink. So.
Oh yeah, you don't want to use. You don't want to submerge any doll who has sleepy eyes into water because they could get mold in their heads. And you cannot get our generation doll's hair wet. If you do, it will just make it even more dry and awful and pretty much non-usable. Okay, we'll be back in a little bit once this part is done.
Okay, bye.
She looks so much better now that those dry ends are gone. I'm filming this part by myself, so I'm going to have to be kind of crafty in getting her to move around. So this is her from the front, and she has a little blue hair clip in the side. And I'm going to flip her around. Excuse me for that. So you can see the back of her hair. It's not uneven this way that I have the camera on. Again, I apologize. I'm doing this by myself right now. It makes it look uneven, but it really is even. I ended up taking a lot of her hair out in that final step because her hair was just so bulky and scraggly. So anyway, this is the doll, and I'm going to move this one more time without hopefully dropping the camera. Oh my goodness, this is an awkward video. Okay, here we go. And she is standing next to another doll who has straight hair, whose hair I cut in the same way. She just fell over, so her hair's kind of messed up too. Anyway, and you know what I think, having done this a few times, is I think I prefer this particular haircut on the straight hair dolls than I do on the curly hair. And I think that with curly, it still is maybe looking kind of frizzy on the when it's cut short, but definitely on the straight hair dolls, this is a great haircut. So thank you for watching this long video. Again, I apologize about the quality, and please put any comments below that you might have, or direct other people to other doll haircut websites. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.